Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be showing you how to go from this to this on the 2015 Honda Civic Si. So as I mentioned in the intro, we're going to be installing some bigger brakes on this car. This is actually a 2006 TL Type S front caliper. We got a pair of those, as well as some S2000 rotors down here. Some modification is required, but we'll go over all the steps right now. Alright, so we got the wheel off. We're going to start by just test fitting everything to make sure. You do have to drill into the car, so we want to make sure everything fits before doing any permanent changes. Alright, so we went ahead and took out the banjo bolt from the brake line just to make sure that it fits into the new caliper. It fits in just fine. Of course, we're not going to reuse the washers. We're going to go ahead and put 2 new copper washers on there. The next step, I'm going to go ahead and take the caliper and rotor off and just kind of present the new ones, make sure everything fits without any issues. Alright, so we made sure everything fit. We've actually already finished the other side. We'll take you guys along for the journey on this side. So what we're going to start with is removing the caliper, just 2 bolts in the back. It'll come out in one piece, as well as the brake line. After that, we'll remove the 2 screws that are here in the front, and the rotor will just pop off. The car's relatively new. You might need to hit it a little bit, but they just slide right off on this one. Alright, so we were finally able to get the rotor off. We ran into a bit of an issue getting out the locating pins, but help from our master mechanic went ahead and solved that. We ended up having to actually drill it out and then re-tap the hole because some of the threads were messed up, but we already tested it with a new screw and we're good to go there. So next step is to actually remove this heat shield, or dust shield rather. There are 3 screws on there, but it's very hard to get to. So we're going to go ahead and use some vice grips to back them out, and then some shears to get this cut off. You need to take off the hub to get this off in one piece. We're not really all that interested in recovering it, so off it comes. Okay, with the dust shield out of the way, the next step is to go ahead and drill out the 2 mounting bolts. We're using a 9/16 drill bit to go ahead and drill it out to the right size. Here you can see the difference between the old one on the right and the new one on the left. It's also a little bit thicker, so in order to get that through, you definitely have to drill it out. Alright, so got the rotor all cleaned up, so next step is to go ahead and put it on, and we'll also get the caliper on. It mounts up using the same 2 bolts, so just go ahead and present the 2, tighten it up, and put in the line. I'll catch up with you guys once we have that in. Okay, got everything bolted up. Rotor just slides in, caliper just bolted on the same 2 holes. One issue that we did run into on the other side is actually getting the pad in. You'll notice on the outside it slides in and it actually has a ton of play. It's very easy to get it in and out. But on the inside, it won't actually fit. You can force it in there, but it shouldn't be like that. We found that removing this cover here on the back will actually get it to slide in. This is just like a noise cover. You can just pop it right off. Or you can bring this down with a file or some sandpaper. We opted for that route on the other side, so we'll do the same thing on this side. But eventually what needs to happen is either the caliper needs to move or the rotor needs to move. So we'll take some measurements and likely have a machine shop help us with a spacer. That way we can get everything to where it needs to be. Okay, so we went ahead and sanded it down. We're able to get it in, and now the rotor actually spins. It's definitely still touching a little more than it should, but after a few hard brakes it should go ahead and adjust itself. So we'll slide this one on, get the spring in, get the pins in. Then we're missing the brake line. And last thing is just bleed the brakes. On to our final step before putting the wheels on. Just going to go ahead and bleed the brakes. This picked up a bunch of air, I'm sure, while the hose was open. Remember, now there are 2 for each front caliper, one in the front and one in the back. So start with the furthest, move to the closest. We'll start on this side. on the passenger side on this side of the caliper, move on to this one, and then do the same thing on the driver's side. Alright guys, we're all done working on the SI. We've got the brakes on there. Can't wait to see what this thing will do on the track. Thanks for watching.